Ebisa honorable Afenyo-Markin waka ho bio na eno na say honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa atutu bia mane na wo che say honorable Afenyo-Markin minority leader wa bondodo na onko eye former president na nakofo ado ho no nkosua de ebisa GH Politics Avenue na mamenkai wo say bomode so be subscribe like ne share e former foforo ye ntie nkomo a eye honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa e kafa eye honorable Afenyo-Markin ho ebisa ye ntie enkomo no embra.
I will have only one message for the minority leader in Ghana. He should pay a friendly visit to the former president of Ghana, leader of his party, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has been a strong advocate for reparatory justice, leading member of his own party. You should pay him a visit. There's an Easter weekend coming up. It will be nice for him to pay former President Nana Akufo-Addo a nice visit. He should go with an Easter gift, sit with him, and let former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo educate him on reparatory justice. I think it will do him a lot of good before his next pronouncement in Parliament. That's all I have to tell him.
Ebusia, it's say no. We and to say, honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, ekafa. Honorable Afenyo-Markin. Nebusia, yentie enkomo bi a say honorable Afenyo-Markin. Okeke kan parliament. Na confusing. Ebusia, yentie enkomo ni bi. Embra.
Mr. Speaker, the finance minister is here talking about inflation. What is inflation? When you go to the markets and you cannot afford and you say inflation. Mr. Speaker, yes, you can, because the finance minister came here talking to us about some 15 months import cover. Mr. Speaker, we are not interested in his economic theories. Mr. Speaker, the finance minister must know that this house is not interested in his new theories. Mr. Speaker, the people of Ghana, and I start from the youth, you promised them one job, 3 shifts. I expect you as a finance minister to come to this house to address us on effort you are making. It's been 1 year. 1 year. Your own constituent, give us data. How many people you've employed? In Jomoro, in Ebaregira, in Efutu, the transport minister, the roads and highways minister, in his own constituency at Daklu. How many people have benefited from job creation policy? You come to this house, and you tell us 15 months import cover, and you come and spend a whole 1 hour when your people have no jobs. Mr. Speaker, even when you come to the recruitment, it's a complete scam. And I'll explain to you, the recruitment into police, immigration, prisons, you are now even telling the youth that they should go and buy forms. They should go behind
policy no nyadia hu hia omo fanyere.
Yeah, my culture said me whatever that happens in Parliament I don't follow. Yeah, because I am not sure that they've been able to elevate the parliamentary debate in a discussion beyond a certain way, warranted time and attention to, you know, because sometimes you listen to some of the arguments, you only become frustrated. Especially the last time when there was this terrorist incident in Burkina Faso. Ghana near on Wajana Yeren and Maso Kotok tomatoes in Nasafuaba. Now Wakwaku share this horror. It will be mine so, not within the jurisdiction of the of Ghana. It will be mine so. Now you expect the parliamentarians of this country to show that kind of way, you know, I best express condolences. Now you're making sure that across the political divide, you know, coming together to offer some kind of a resolution as a solution, be able to address this challenge. You see men dressed in fine coat, degenerating into dirty partisan politics. Sometimes to why a break your heart. And that is what Parliament has always been noted for. That is why I may have never been a fan of Parliament. And again, this particular issue will come once a minute. We are talking about a country. Majority of the things we eat and as ye use so ye import bakroma. That has been a century-old tradition.
Yeah.
So we a minority leader now to parliament. Now a finance minister about the culture say import cover now say irrelevant. It means the one cause we need your to our work can. But the import cover is very critical until we are able to shift from say your friend saying you be depending on our own. But until that is done, whether you like it or not, your import cover must be adequate, because import cover now you need to build those buffers against anything, instability, anything at all can happen. So it is a very critical and crucial aspect of your friend saying economic way now. No. So you cannot trivialize it. You may disagree, but the fact of the matter is it is very, very, very important, because there was a timer. We could go as low as 2 months.
Yeah.
And endanger everything. And nipa na again I want to cut idea for one thing. At the time, na ye access to forest and then for them. But my culture said because of gold board initiative for them, we have it and gold prices have gone up. And the person is telling you that because gold has become very expensive once again, it's very, very important to say. You better say, now you making sure say you better build those reserve, no. Now you need more. Say you able to me. I'm making sure that we are secured in that particular light. Ghana economy ain't shaky. Even in case there is this economic turbulence, and then as for you know, say we are best stable. He is there talking about trivial irrelevant stuff, because for instance, or say John Mahama, a Juma bear no buy before nipa. Now Ghana for no send on no for more Juma John Mahama buy way you modi. Because you are in government for almost 8 good years. How many people now were employed? We are not Ghana for Sika Sabi and Crassim no the Ghana Sikedi. Ye the Sika Cathedral, ye the air yes signboard, cater, ya fast you and port to any baby. All this nonsense happen in this country. Yes, as Ghanaians, we can demand from government. Say there is the need for us, because unemployment is a major crisis. Every government will try just to ensure say you create the avenues absorb Wunipa, and the private sector must also be enhanced to be able to maximize their capacity. But these people who suddenly have turned themselves into apostles of democracy, I say they care so much about the people of this country. The question is statistics bang, then the numbers are there. At the time when people were gunning up, young people were demonstrating everywhere, said they want job, you know. They were using our money on senseless fixtures, building cathedrals, financing dirty stuff. If you go to the presidency at the time, the amount of money they were using financing in Neamano, what's here not sabi? These are the factual realities. It's been 1 year. Yes, these expectations are quite high, but you will not wake up a day and say within 1 year I'm buying for Juma. It's not possible. You understand? It will take time to be able to. That is why sometimes say politics say it's about negativity. You first look at the foundation the person is laying, and it is about to take off. Obviously, job creation will be included. You understand? Because so I'm for Juma or not at the end of the 4 years, he cannot face the people of this country. Even though he may not contest, but it's the same party. The legacy will be quit to whoever inherits that particular ticket, will have a big trouble. You understand? But you see, it's been 1 year. You need to create spaces. But to create spaces, looking at the depth in you must begin to, realign your priorities. Now, when we say we're establishing the base in a way, then you also look forward to see how you can bring a lot of people in. It's a priority that government cannot discount, because MacArthur said, anywhere in the world, youth unemployment ever rises to a certain level, a pose danger to obia national security, including everything. Because we are government, now one pay attention to these statistics. You endanger your own prospect, government and so forth. So I think the president really appreciates this. For instance, with this one job, one shift, as I'm working, the person has promised 24-hour economy. The 24-hour economy can only be premised on industrialization. Now, so we see factor. Then I offer will be 24-hour shift. 24-hour shift. So now the authority has been established. They've been given legal backing. So any decision you take, say you have that legal, your friends say framework within which you can act. a ochina no obi meka say wako use o man sika na asefo no anase saying until you look forward to neema omo ba abaye the factories in asefo no that has to be established. These are industries that wo fa ubetime for nipa no. If it is about shea butter industry, you go in the morning, somebody will come in the afternoon, obi beba anajo. These are areas that ubetime establish those way, and other areas now are possible to do without establishing factories, has to do with the port. I'm told so port where they are running 24-hour shift. Obi beba anopa, obi beba wia, obi beba anajo. Unless that your friend saying space is created, you cannot do it because kroma you go school anajo. So how do you say or being for teacher what I say? Oko hospital na say for it's an entity that's been running 24 hours. So it is logical to do that. Policing, my catch is a police for offer third party services. To employ more police officers to run in the night, there must be market availability. And I say NIPA should be outside to be able to employ more. And yes, sir, you only need a patrol team who will be running around town. So when there is a night economy that has expanded, then you will need extra police number to be able to guard it, just like we do it in the daytime. You understand? So these are myopic mind who are blinded by politics and they don't even think about the things they say. You understand? So it is not like say wakasa 24-hour economy no ba yana wasese nipa gumna 24-hour economy. Because the market must expand beyond the clock. The market needs to expand beyond 24 hours. So expanded beyond 24 hours, that is where banks will begin becoming operational. Because a bank cannot be operating in the night when there is no market. Or be a night what I say. And then because of digitalization and as for I don't even remember the last time I made them a bank. Because you can do everything. You understand? So that is why I keep telling people that this technology is also taking away some of this banking, and as for in the next 10 years, the bank will not need physical staff. They will rely on IT and these things to do their banking. And if you're choosing a career, you also need to look at some of these things in the long term. Because banks activities, transactions are being replaced by AI, artificial intelligence, and as for technology is taking over all these spaces. It's the reason why Oko post officer Obian also Okoposu anything, and then I'll Okoposu.
PDF. You said that to me.
Exactly. You don't. So that is how the world is changing, and I think that we need to respond. And now, baby, I bet me a boy, and I capitalize on that. But for me, I think that you see, Parliament, the Speaker will have a great deal of a way to do because you see. I think that maybe I'm the only person disappointed in near my course of Parliament, and maybe I am not the only person. My decided say I will not even follow what happens there because it's so annoying, it's heartbreaking. It's sick to insult and ridicule Ghanaians and then as for among themselves. And sometimes is so annoying. I think that they must begin to realize the same way the political audience growing up. The gullible political folks, in 1990 who chant or suno chimian as for without thinking, that audience, are changing. People have become very, your friend is saying, they are privy to what is happening. So, who make a debate? They want to pinpoint the logical highlights now. Who make, and on what basis on that to make analysis. What Genesis bet me to sa jandam sa politics hurunagum and invoking emotions and passions. Nobody will follow you. It's the reason why issue banner regard the parliament. And look at the way Ghana for come once. It shows Ghana for any respect for the house. But when it comes to other entities, you see people treat it with a better way. The time of Parliament Bass almost chamber. Look at the insult amount for raining on them. The time I'm on the bill because siren. Look at the insults people raise on them because among for don't see the value in what they do. Apart from that dirty partisan politics, accusing this, accusing that, recrimination this, that, and those kind of trivial politics. They only come together when their interest aligns. It's about money training as a form. So I think they will have a lot to do to convince the people of this country. Indeed. It is an institution that is there, working for the better of the people of this country. Now, not say we go there and extend Parliament into a sort of event saying political party offices, extension of political party offices, where people tend to do this dirty trivial politics. And now people will not take you serious anymore. So I think the government will have to do what it has to do, because you see, if you turn around, I mean, I am so happy about the economic turnaround.
Yeah.
The mere fact that within 1 year, John Mahama has been able to turn the economy around. The stability is there. All the critical indicators are around the world. Yeah, they assess the economy, you know. It's really gaining grounds. Yes, pricing and as a for Ghana for because of who we are.
Yeah.
So Kwabrane Cotton na dey no 50 million in Faswa or China for so 60 million. And the price in a so to crack us on tia or nya dey say. These are things we must look at and find a way. You better make sure say prices are air cost or no. You better driving it down, because if inflation is stable, ama nema board and as a for is stable. There shouldn't be any meal. We be fast with that to nema man nema boy. So that kind of way must be communicated across board. Say by ya, a man or my move for no benya some faso, because I dream be anywhere muda why bet you imagine catch and say 2024 they're not gonna win emuna and a lot of things have changed, you understand? And not perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, because governance is a process. You don't expect everything to happen in a day. But I think that with the foundation that John Mahama is laying, all that he needs is the support of the people of this country just to ensure, say, he will get there. On your magician, on your Jesus Christ, now the 5,000 bread, I feed your sister 3 bread wine, I feed in the 5,000. What I say? It takes your friend saying that time, our planning. Kakra would call him, and Obaye, he has shown enough. And on our things, opposition, it's the reason why you see this aggression and belligerence. And our MPP, I don't know whether they are interested in power, because if they do, characters like Afenyo-Markin shouldn't be leading their debate in parliament, because anytime he speaks, he seeks to annoy people the more, because you are not coming from China. These are people who a few months ago were ruling this country, taking reckless, dangerous decisions. They were so disrespectful, so despicable to the extent that they never listened to anybody. If nothing at all, under this government, the president listens to people. Especially when this lithium deal came up and people were on social media aggressive, the government backed down on that particular decision. You understand? And there are several of such decisions at Koswa. Now, Baba Jama the president issued a statement. I'm told, say, the customs board. These are decisive decisions the president has shown. In the last administration, we didn't see these things. So the president is human. He is doing his best to ensure, say, things will work best for us. And I think that all the support that he needs, Ghana for need to give it to him until he veers off. And as long as Onyam veer off, and with good heart, what has to be done? No, the only way Ghana for Buofu president has to do with the slow pace prosecution and investigation. And I have intimated that he need to go all out and make sure that the criminal cartel now who took over this country and destroyed this country, if we don't prosecute them, it will become a sin and a scar on the conscience of average Ghanaian. What the politics are saying there, and they will never forget it. It's the reason why anywhere Cocoa Board matter is mentioned, comment and Asia. Why have they not been prosecuted?
Exactly.
The last time I had a conversation with KSM, and I'm sure he's watching this show, he's a follower of this show. So, legend KSM, maybe I will be a machiao.
Boss of Akupe.
Yeah, boss of Akupe. Why are there? If you look at your friends, where Waba Bedu are still very critical about what is happening, I think that he deserves a lot of commendation. Yeah. Interview na you make here, comment and Asia. People are asking, why are they working free? Why are they working free? Because former CEO, communication, why? Who messed the place up at them? People who are actively on TV talking. You understand? Because nothing is hunting them. You see, me my culture, when it comes to governance politics, I don't do yamfama nyamesa and say no. Actions must have consequences. You acquire the money, you never go to join my bumpire, no, sir, nyamesa. It is serious business, it is politics, it is governance, and that must be established. And yes, these people, they are good at when ye saboteur they are expert o ah ananya omo na nanom na Kwame Nkrumah ni abro oje independence no mote palace e Britain catch your him and say hey man for independence my that is what they are good at and you know when they come to yen sabotage with there they are best.
They are very good at
but
it.
they are buying more on better say no. So I think that you need to recognize these things and deal with them. It's the reason why Kwame Nkrumah was so radical. Now no me say Obi Nkrumah was a dictator. Well, they don't know what they are saying. At the time, they created a very hostile environment for Kwame Nkrumah on Jubilee House. And the police knew about the buying. You find Ametewe. Or no one can say to Uncle Kwame Nkrumah. And I think some Nkrumah train when they come board the bodyguard no cool no. There was a death attempt on Kwame Nkrumah on more than 4 occasions. Yeah, the bomb man crack it. Now one I you and Kaden and Kabaye. What I say? That is why Nkrumah became so radical and very hostile because the people he was dealing with at the time were criminal saboteurs. And dealing with criminal saboteurs, you need to muzzle up and face them. I just no. What I say? Now you know chikwa head on what they no. And I think say Ghana amamuno. Yenhuni pamobo yenye mesra na masa na yemfama nyame no you go as ruthless as you can but be pragmatic it's as simple as that.
All right
it's a so tin sema say e course so e video yi mu a wa hu bibia say e Afenyo-Markin say niema e course of parliament the course of my Ghana mu no je say bibia che say ase wonsua de honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ensema okan no na this is your first time uhu GH politics abomodin so be subscribe like it ne say e fama afofro so there be anytime e be drop bibia no onsa e betimi akebie.